change it. Yep, that's loose. Oh, yes. Silly racers. Yeah. I really should clean my papers, but let's see. Why is it so fucking loud? Huh.
Whoops.
Oh, damn.
Hey, everybody. Hey, YouTube. Hey there, Kick. Hey, X. Hey, Twitch. Hey, the name is the Primogen, and I'm a dummy. I just simply forgot to press the go live button. This is the life that I live. I wonder if that even canceled my X stream. No, it's running. Wow. Okay, nice. Typically, those things will get canceled if you don't send it up quick enough. Okay. Hey, interesting. Hey, thank you very much.
Why not?
Thank you, Explosives. Thank you, Compile and Conquer. Thank you, Nuan Zane. Appreciate that. Let me get this thing popped out. I was just talking about...
Let's listen together. The Primogen.
Got lost in the sauce.
Go follow. Very fun chat show
Forgive
podcast
me, please.
thing.
Thank you. I like turtles. Hey, I like turtles too. Hey, AGR. How you doing?
Oh, this takes me to the Discord.
You guys ready to do the stand-up? Dude, I was just...
Yes.
I was just
Let's do the stand-up.
Who? What? Huh? Streams, by the way. Okay, hey, I'm gonna give you, let's see, Ellen. Hey, did you see Theo's video? No, Theo produces a lot of videos. I don't know which video you're talking about. I am gonna be making a video here shortly on Plex and the 120 videos. The Survivor stuff. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. It's just so dang funny. But I also made a video today.
Is it here?
And I wasn't going to make a video. That's what I did this morning. That's actually part of the reason why I was late. Is this thing right here. Where Bun makes this feature. And then they're not going to put it on to... not into Zig. Because Zig has... First off, Zig IRC. Did not know that. Also, Zig... strict no LLM policy. And so... Yap about that. I also... You know what? I'm just going to throw it out there. There's something about Anthropic that just really bothers me. And so when they do things like this where they're actually like forking a library, for some odd reason, it just feels worse. His video was about your video, Prime? What video? I'm an idiot. What video? K Dominic? Forking a language? I know. Oh,
there we go.
Reacted to one of my videos? Oh, did he say something positive? Did he say anything nice? By the way, thank you everybody. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything.
22 minutes.
Dang, here before
51.
Discord goes out. Oh yeah. Did you do the one I didn't react to Miami Hotel? Okay, yeah. That one. I honestly, guys, I do want to throw this out there. I did that video and I thought nobody was gonna watch it or like it. Unironically, I released that video and I had like a pit in my stomach releasing that video, being like, ah, man.
I'll be the green one.
Crap. Hunter Creates. I always think every one of my videos are kind of crap, though. To tell you the honest truth, he said you did over. Let's see. He said your overall take was valid on that. We are going to have less free tokens in the future. Yes. By the very definition.
2 minutes worth of practice left.
Into 45. Good. He's good at that. Dude, why does YouTube not work?
Okay, so I guess we can set a timer then.
So I just want to be a positive guy. You know, I'm glad that he made a video. I'm actually happy. I like what, you know, if anybody reacts to my videos, I'm fine with it. If you guys want to react to my videos, in fact, there's a YouTube like ESJ2, something like that on YouTube. Anyways, just does AI reactions to my videos. I'm okay with that, even though I think it's ridiculous. A reaction to a reaction to a reaction? Dude, hell yeah. By the way, one of the teams working on the Windows improvements asked me anything. Oh, you're on one of the teams. Oh, Merlin. Nice. Yeah, that's awesome that you're going to be here because Casey Muratori and I and Tej and Trash Dev, we're going to be chatting about it. I'm also going to bring up a little bit of GitHub.
Yes, please.
Right now. That's good.
Slaughter Windows.
That's good. Made it to the stream. Well, welcome, Lava Beast. Wow, the delay. Yeah, welcome to YouTube. I do have on my YouTube settings, so I could probably improve this. But there is a stream setting that I have normal latency.
Oh, it's fixed setup. Okay.
I knew there was a setting here. I just never really looked at it. I should probably look at it because I didn't realize I could just say ultra low latency. I didn't realize there was just a setting to be like, no.
Yes, there is.
Make it liver. No. Even more live. What?
I'm telling you, this guy.
Hey, what's up, business? How you doing, by the way? Casey mentioned, yeah, Casey's gonna be on.
That is the plan,
Dude,
yes.
What is that as like an option?
The Primogen.
Hey,
He's
do you wanna
live
be
right
live
now.
or, like, live?
I'm not sure if this is okay, but I'll find out.
Do I have to choose? Can you just make me live? No, you need to choose the live.
They have a pretty fun thing going.
I don't get it.
Like live talk show about nerdy
I also wanted to talk
things
about
and programming
I also
and
was
shit.
gonna potentially make a video on that today. It's either that or the Plex, because I just find this Plex thing so funny. It is the funniest thing ever, because there's this like hit piece article that's just like, it's a hellish nightmare. And then you go on here,
if you want to
like,
see what they're talking
fun,
about,
right? Like the employees love it, and then they have this like video of them, you know, in here doing stuff.
That's where you can do that.
Yeah, there it is. It was just right there. Oh, watch it.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Oh, you eat scorpions.
Come on, give us practice
right,
servers,
like,
yes?
The article's like, they forced him to eat scorpions. It's so... The fire ant sounded pretty... Dude, it's so funny, though. Oh, my gosh. It's so funny, like, the whole situation. I don't know. I think it's... I just think it's so good.
Okay, no practice
I love
server?
that kind of stuff where you read
What
an
the
article and it's
why?
just like, the end of the universe. And then you read their reaction and they're like, yeah, actually it was pretty awesome.
There, now I'm in complete darkness.
So...
Come on, game, give us
like
practice
85 to 90%
servers.
of the people had fun.
What is this shit? Okay, offline it is
Alright,
then.
let me jump on this really quickly. Terminal, or sorry, not terminal.
Guess it's this. And
Back later.
Well, as Dimitri goes, you know, he never
Bosh,
says,
bosh,
well,
bosh,
finish
bosh,
it. He
bah.
says, here's the things to think about.
Oh, okay, good. All right, good. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm enjoying the
You'll have to
series.
decide. You'll have to be your own.
What series?
judge.
Oh, just
waiting
for
for
the
AI.
true Casey superfans.
Oh, okay. I've heard about this Super Casey superfan thing.
His cool podcast
can I just...
with him and Dimitri. With he and
Okay.
Dimitri. It's sophisticated.
There we
Oh,
go.
there we go. Riverside
It's
4.
with Dimitri and him.
I just want to feel out the car.
I'm like, wait a second.
17 minutes.
I like doing it the wrong way because when it sounds sophisticated, so it seems
does.
like you're really trying. I like
It does.
that. Mm-hmm.
All right, we're almost there. We're almost there.
That's why
We're
there's
almost
light
back.
seeping in.
There
I
we go.
see. Sneaky.
Oh, nice. When I drag my image on, or my camera on Riverside, it actually uses my previous image, so then it also completely converts it and it looks completely different. Very exciting.
enabled.
Riverside. So, does anyone know what is going on with
Holy
Riverside?
fuck.
Did they just
Some
give
people-
up and
Some
they
people
were
in
just.
the chat know, Casey, because they work there.
So what, like?
Oh,
like,
can I
because-
interrupt for a quick second? Casey, this is really important. There's someone named Merlin in here that says he's a big fan of wading through AI, and he specifically is working on the Windows improvements that have been mandated by Satya.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
But that
no,
doesn't. Does
Mike.
that relate to waiting through AI at all?
No, he's just
I'm
saying that
assuming that's just separate.
he's just letting you know that he likes wading through AI, and he would also like to let you know that
Okay.
Holy
Yeah.
fucking shit, this feels weird.
Does that mean Casey's about to dump on him?
No, I already switched to Linux, so I don't know. Like that's it. We don't.
I
like,
can't
we-
believe I didn't have the recording.
the recording I
didn't
saw
like
it
pull the
counting
clip.
down as Casey just dropped the funniest thing in the
Also, why is
universe.
this volume so soft?
We'll get it. We'll get it in post.
There's currently here 3 remaining Windows machines. 2 are on Windows 10 and will never be moved to 11. They are just kind of cabined off. They're not plugged into the internet or anything, so they will never be forced updated. The other one is the streaming machine, which the reason that hasn't been updated to Linux, there's actually no thing stopping it from going that direction. But we haven't moved it to Linux because there's never downtime. Like, you know, I do the stand-up every Wednesday, I record the things with Dimitri. I just haven't had a time when I'm like, okay, I can afford to like take this machine down for a few days and figure out like what my Linux streaming setup's gonna look like and whatever, right? So, you know, that's the main reason this machine I'm talking to you on now is still on Windows. So we, at some point, when I decided to take, you know, a 2-week break or
just
something
noticed
from recording
something.
anything, this machine will move to Linux, and then we'll be down to 2 out of, I don't know, 20 something we have here if you count everything, you know, including like tablets and laptops and whatever. So we went from 1 Linux machine and, you know, 20 Windows machines or something to all Linux and 3 Windows in the span of about, you know, a year.
Well, we're kind of
Good job.
we're kind of
Microsoft.
slightly foreshadowing our topic for the day.
Okay, sorry. Let's start the.
I know it's kind of hard because I do like the warm up, right? Like the warm up's really good.
No,
Trash.
that was it. That was enough of a warm up. Let's go ahead, Prime.
Hold on, no,
Hit us
I
with
do
one
have
of those
something very
sweet,
important to
sweet
say.
intros.
Before we do a sweet intro, I want to do an even sweeter intro, and I would love to hear about Trash's snack of the day. But before we do that, Trash, I think you've been prompting a little too much because I think I just caught you prompting right now, right before
I
this
was
thing.
responding to a Slack message at work, okay?
You don't have an
This is
AI
your
to
job,
do that for
bro.
you? What the dude? You respond manually to Slack messages? 1987, Paul. Jesus.
I just realized I'm the only one that has
Holy fuck.
What?
But us real people,
Dude, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When people
Trash.
say that to me on Twitter, it does that. That's how you can one guy me pretty good. Is saying that I'm just like,
I think I
wanna
posted
say-
that about myself like a couple of days ago. I was there with like Exor posted one of the guys who does shaders, like, you know, this cool.
yeah,
like,
Exor's
shaders.
Exor Dev. Shout out Exor Dev.
And he posted a poll that was like, how is
Okay, so it's a little bit lively.
job or so. He posted some poll where he was curious about like something, and I was like, I didn't find like I don't have a real job, so it's hard to say. Oh, is it making your job more or less competitive? I think was what he was asking. So I was like, where's the option for don't have a real job, don't know? And so I'm okay with it. You can't one guy me that way. You sensitive about this, Brian?
Yeah,
Little bit.
I am.
I
I'm
can
obviously
understand that.
I'm triggered. Okay, just let it go.
I can understand that. It's fair. I mean, it's a ton of work doing like content stuff. So much work that like it's more work than most normal jobs. So like, I don't know why people would think it's a job, but
Well, the thing that irks me the most is that I internally put on timelines on myself, and I try to build as much as possible so I'm not like a dummy when it comes to programming.
yeah.
And so, you know, I'm learning Odin right now, having a great time, and it's just like, I don't know why it gets me. It's
Prime has
just,
the copier.
Steering feels a little bit
a
off.
couple things that get me, and that's just one of those.
understand
It's just I don't know why. I gotta let it go.
Yeah, fortunately, you only told us, Prime, and not anybody else, so that's good.
Not
No,
everyone
it's
really
fine.
gonna bring this up every day.
Here's the thing, though. I'm sorry. You're
but-
learning to do what? I've never heard. I don't know what you're talking about.
I checked the
Wikipedia?
Wikipedia page. Not
Odin?
there.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't.
not
That
Wikipedia.
doesn't.
I
I
would
have
love
no.
to
I've
reference you to
never
the,
seen an article
Wikipedia
about
page,
that
but
in
that's
any
not allowed.
reputable publication. Odin? I'm
like a
sorry.
toy
I
language.
like. Is that's some god? I think I looked it up.
I'm actually trying to figure out this
quick.
whole god situation. Okay, so I'm starting with
Yeah, okay,
Odin.
just looking at
You know, the
okay,
Norse
that's-
roots.
Very
Yeah,
good.
Quick point of contention: does that make Odin, the Norse god, a notable character? Is Wikipedia saying he's real? Like, can't Odin, the language, be a fictitious programming language created out of thin air by Ginger Bill? Right?
I don't know. I just need to know if Wired Magazine has ever talked about the Norse god Odin. If they have, then I'm told that he probably exists. That's
Then
what
he
I would
exists.
say, anyway.
Believable.
And he's probably notable. That, right?
I would assume he's notable.
Yeah.
Because
If some Wired Magazine author talked about their imaginary friend when they were 12, then that's notable because, hey, they wrote it in Wired Magazine.
Man, the
I
power
did
that
wanna-
Wired magazine.
I just wanted to circle back really quick on the real job thing that Trash brought up. I was just saying, Trash, if you want, we can help you join the rest of us.
Yeah, that's true.
And I also would like to throw out there, Trash is the only person with a job. Why are you here during the workday?
Yeah, that is the
Good
question.
question, TJ.
That's a good question.
Now you're trying to make me join you.
Yeah.
What's your current Slack status? I just want to know. What is your
Episode
current
will
Slack
be
status? Is it
got
green?
This is the worst. I hate when you bring up my job. It says out of office until 11:30.
Oh, so 30
The
minutes
thing is,
after the
Trash-
podcast.
That's every
Okay,
day.
this is
Trash
what I do,
doesn't
though.
go
Yeah, that's nothing to do with the podcast. Nothing to
I
do with
make
the
up for
podcast.
this time though. I make sure I work extra hard for an hour and a half.
Dude, don't worry, Trash. The recording's
insane.
going. They know it's happening.
I hate
Trash, everyone at Netflix knows. Apparently, when you show up at class, like, yo,
Now I'm all self-conscious. I'm gonna work so hard today.
Okay.
Oh,
You're gonna
All these
prompt
features-
so good.
You're gonna open
I'm
up
gonna prompt
Netflix
so
and
hard.
everything. So,
Hold on, I got kicked off an agent, so I'm gonna feel so bad.
yeah.
All right, Trash. What's the snack of the day? You got to give us a little bit of the snack of the day. This is my blocker right now.
I have these giggles, which are like a healthy version of Skittles.
Did you
And then
have
my
to go healthy because you ate too many snacks?
Well, my wife is like very much into like anti-food diet stuff. So just, like, the candy and
God damn, Trash, this volume is soft.
stuff that. And then we got these like mystery candy things,
Okay.
these gummies.
He has risen.
And then I got orange juice because I went to get breakfast with the boys. I just got here right on time. I got a quick workout in, got my quick lunch, made a pancake, sped on my
Do you eat any non-carbohydrate foods?
I don't know. I try not to.
Trash,
What?
you eat
So do
meat?
you
I'm
have
just kidding.
like a
No, I'm a big
job
meat eater. I'm like a big steak guy.
Okay, so you do.
Do you want to go to Korean barbecue with us?
Yeah.
Been-
I've been with you plenty of times.
I thought we only went to Hot Pot together. Okay, never mind. We'll do both.
Who says
We did it
no
in Santa
if
Monica.
you ask to go to Korean barbecue? You'd be like,
Oh, by the way, we do need an update. This is true. Trash. The receipts. How are they going? How's your wife doing? What kind of things have you been?
It's really funny.
It sounds like it.
I use it
3 million
specifically
AR.
for myself. I use it for myself now. So I can just like tell my wife that I'm doing laundry. So I have a huge list of just laundry. Whenever something comes up, I'm just gonna pop it out.
So you have a laundry list.
Literally.
essentially what you made was a self-promotion, a household self-promotion.
I have converted it to making me look good.
Yep.
That's smart. That's smart.
And I'm not bringing it up. I'm not bringing it up. It's just when something happens. I'm like, check this out.
Check out all this laundry I did.
Hit the scroll and just scroll all the way, baby. That's how I do it. She has a bunch on me, actually.
All right.
It's okay.
Prime, what about on your side? Are you still getting receipted?
Okay, the trash. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I went to my wife and we talked about it, and she said, "I'm not gonna use receipts because it's too toxic."
I'm so
Wise
shocked.
woman.
know.
She's
So
wise.
Wait a second, though. Wait a second.
She would probably destroy Prime.
That to me sounds like Trash just needs to work on the PR. Because that to me sounds like a reluctance that I'm not going to use it. Like, I wanted to use this to document all the crap that you're doing, Prime, but I don't want to do it because it sounds a little too bad. So if Trash changes the messaging to like, help your husband become a better person.
Right. Come alongside
That's
your
impossible.
husband on his journey to adulthood.
Yeah, you did. Trash just needs PR. He needs a PR. We need to spin this for him, and then this thing is going to the moon, man.
I've already moved on to my next.
What?
I started building a bot army so I can get Pokemon cards. So I've been researching hard. I've been
Oh
researching.
my god!
Dude, it's actually so complicated to do these bots.
I love that you're building
It
this,
is
Trash,
actually a lot
because
more
you're building it for good purposes so that you can actually just get Pokemon
good guy
yourself
needs
without
to
getting
win.
into a fist fight at a machine.
But don't you become the bad guy once you use your bot?
Well, I'm not making like a. So like typically these bots like thousands. I'm only making like. I can't even make that many because there's like a lot of complicated reasons. But I'm just gonna make a handful just to like up my chances.
Hey, Trash, I have a MacBook Mini. I will let you use it if you want to use it until you can get at
I
least.
will use it.
You write stuff that gets deployed on every network's computer, right?
Oh, dude.
Trash, have you
What?
heard of Spinnaker?
What?
Oh,
There's like Nintendo has to shut off like all of Netflix's IPs because all of a sudden it's just like this massive like Pokemon buying spree.
just wait till this wall gets super high. That's when you're gonna know my bots working.
It's working. Yeah.
All right.
You know, that's what,
Is there any possibility we can get actually started?
Okay, let's do that. Hey, it's only 15 minutes in, so we can start now, okay?
Let's do it.
Okay, great.
All right. Welcome to the stand-up. Today we have an extremely special episode for everybody that's watching the stand-up. For those that don't know, this is the world's most attended stand-up. Congratulations, everyone, for being a part of it. I hope everybody has their blockers.
Good job,
They're
everyone.
ready. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. This week,
Unfortunately, interns still unpaid.
still unpaid. Still unpaid. The interns are always unpaid, but you guys, the thing is that I love you with the love of a CEO. Okay, I just want you to know that right now.
Can we talk about valuable work experience? That someday could land you a paying job. Right? Not
True.
like just-
Someday, you guys will get paid. Just not here.
Now today is not one of those days. So go get some coffee.
Yeah, now go get me some coffee. All right, now today, our very special episode, it has to do with Casey. I was absolutely fascinated with some of the tweets you were making because Windows 11, to be fair, we got to back this up a little bit. About a couple months ago, Satya released a note of intent saying that Windows hears you. We are going to win back the consumer, is exactly what he said. And the first major patch since that announcement just came out. And that exact patch contained a new and improved Windows Run dialog.
All right,
And so this is a part of their major push to make performance more top of mind. At least that is what Windows 11 explicitly said. And as part of their announcement, they said, this is the fastest that the Run dialog has ever been. Ever. EVER. Like, this is the best it has ever been. Here we go. And they announced it. And it takes approximately 90 milliseconds to show on screen on the median. So the 50 percentile. So we don't know what like the 25th percentile. We don't know the quartiles here, so we have no idea what's going on. But we do know that the median is approximately 90 milliseconds. Yeah, I don't know how they measure that. That seems really impressive considering most displays don't. They're usually locked to some number that probably doesn't land on 94 every time. I don't exactly know how they're measuring that, but nonetheless, that's what they're saying. Absolutely impressed with this performance. But then, Casey, you did a little bit of snooping.
I did. So I actually didn't. I really didn't. I didn't care because, like I said, I don't use Windows really like any computer. Kind of mixed with that. Pun intended. And so like I'm just like it's kind of just a like, all right, you guys, you can do your rodeo now, or you decide to try and make Windows performant or whatever. That's fine. But what I was gonna say is, originally admittedly, I only saw this because Tim Sweeney was commenting on it. I think he said something snide, like, he said it was 94 milliseconds for this, performance top of mind rewrite. It's like a gaming monitor is like, 8 milliseconds to refresh a frame. Like, what's going on? And so the only thing I really did was just retweet. I'm like, okay, popping up the run dialogue like is like a drop to 10 FPS, right? Because that's what it's like 11 FPS. I think would be if you rounded 94 milliseconds. It'd be like 10.6 frames a second or something if that was your run rate. And nobody cared about the run dialogue for the most part. Pretty much people just cared about the fact that I used it FPS as a way to like explain what the number was. Now, remind you, I'm not posting anything original here at all. I literally just like, here is the screenshot of the thing that Tim Sweeney posted, or was replying to rather. And I'm just like, and I highlighted it, and I was like, they were like, perf top of mind, 94 milliseconds. And I was like, geez, like that'd be really slow. Like 94 milliseconds is a long time, especially because like when you think about what the run dialogue is, it's not really like it's a user interface interaction.
Whoa, you hold on right there, Casey. There's processes that they have to create. I don't know what a process is, but apparently it takes 90 milliseconds.
Yeah, so this was the thing where they were like, a lot of people just had a problem with this, and a lot of people's probably the wrong term. Like most, it was a very popular tweet actually, so I suppose most people didn't have a problem with what I said. But for the people who did have a problem with it, there were two things. One is they were like, well, this is like, loading. It's like how long something takes to load. Which to me is ridiculous because it's like, no, it's like a text box and maybe some history. There shouldn't be any loading. Like this should just be, it's a trivial, you're talking about like 4K or something of data that should be required to do this thing. Like it's so minimal that there's no question you shouldn't be launching a process for this in my mind, right? Maybe if you have some kind of weird process isolation thing going on because you're scared that someone's hacking your run dialogue, but then at that point we should talk about why that's happening exactly and other things like that. But, there's a whole sort of thing. So you could come back with some blog post where you explained, like, here's why it has to be a process, and maybe I'd be like, okay. But in general, no, like, that should not be... If the user doesn't perceive them to be loading something, then that's not really an acceptable excuse. So I didn't think anyone who replied with that, I don't think they have any leg to stand on. So sorry, like I just completely disagree with you. This is not a load operation. But that was relatively minor. I felt like that was just as you folks say and as the kids say, that was just cope. That was just like trying to come up with a number for the 94.
That was some cope. Yep. It's a little bit of cope and also launching nodes so you can use React. That's all. Just a little bit.
The bigger thing was they didn't like the use of FPS. And this to me is like if you don't want to use FPS as a way to like talk about how things
5 minute and 20 minutes race,
take, right? That's totally valid in my opinion. Meaning I would never go to somebody who quoted milliseconds and say, whoa, son, you should be saying FPS. Like I wouldn't do that
in this house. We measure with FPS.
Exactly. Like I would never do that,
milliseconds.
Right? If I did that to somebody and they were like, dude, I quote these things in milliseconds, that's how I do it, I'd be like, sorry, like I was being a dick. I shouldn't have done that. Right? Like that, I would feel bad about that if I did that, right? Not so with these people. These people are like, you cannot quote FPS numbers unless, apparently, because there's some like internet committee that like must have decided this. FPS has to be average FPS.
Yes, it is. So Casey, you may not know this, but if in a video game, if you fire a gun but you only fire it once, and it takes 90 milliseconds, that's just loading. It only counts if you repetitively fire it.
And again, like
people were mad though, Casey, because the run thing is kind of like, Anthropic sort of started the trend. Everything's a game engine, Casey.
Well,
so it's like
sure
they were so
but I don't,
it's not a fair FPS measure, okay?
All I'm saying is, what I would say is, if that's the way you want to quote things, that's totally fine, because I like having both. My preference is to see both. So I like to see the milliseconds, and then I like to convert that to FPS in my head so I can see, like, if I was hitting monitor refresh, because the way that I usually like to program anything that's like a user interaction is I like to hit monitor refresh for like what I expect the target monitor refresh to be. So if someone pushes a button, then like from the time that that button comes in, I want to try on the frame that it came in, I want to try to have the response to it on the frame that's submitted at that time, right? So you push a button on one frame, and the next frame that you see should have it. Now sometimes it's 2 frames because like there's a compositor in the way. Sometimes it's more if the TV sucks and it's buffering a lot. It's like there's reasons why that can start to multiply out. But the way I like to think of it is like, okay, at least for the code, for telemetry, which I assume is where this number's coming from. If you timed from like when the event happens and when someone actually got a frame, I want to see something close to monitor refresh or twice monitor refresh, depending on what you're counting there, right? And so this is actually legitimately the way I think about it. Like that was not. I think people were saying or were trying to impugn to me the fact that I was trying to make it sound worse than it is by using FPS. And I guess what I would say is that it's like no or yes and no. I do think of it that way, and yes, I suppose the reason I use that number is because I actually believe it's bad. Like when you're not hitting monitor refresh, that I think you did something wrong, probably, right? It's like, especially if it's just I'm popping up a text box or some UI thing, I just think you did something wrong. You should be at monitor refresh, just period, right? And if you don't agree with that, that's fine. Like you could just be like, no, I like my things to be more laggy than that. You can totally make an argument that you just don't care. You're like, look, 100 milliseconds is what I think is reasonable for response to UI, so that's what I do. Totally fine too. But like claiming that FPS is a bad way to do it, I totally disagree. I think FPS is a very good way for someone to have in their head like, oh, am I close to monitor refresh? Like I know I should be hitting 60. It's just a good like metric to have. And if you want me to convert that, so I always say 16.666666666666667 instead, I suppose I could say that for you. Did that help? If I changed it from FPS to hertz, cycles per second, so they'd say again it has to be average for some reason. I don't know why. Those are not intrinsic to the measurement. Frames per second just means you took a count of frames and you divided by a time, right? And it does not imply that there was any more than even one, actually. Technically, you probably need to have 2 to measure something between, but like, you know. So anyway, I found all of that ridiculous and very disheartening because it just, I was like, this is ridiculous. All of this, for something that as far as I can tell, isn't actually relevant anyway. Like, because, for a couple reasons. But here's the first one. They said in that same post that the original runtime experience was 104 milliseconds. And the thing they were replacing...
Oh, really?
Yeah. Was 94 milliseconds. That's what they said in the post.
No, not in that post, right? I thought it was 400 milliseconds.
That can't be real.
No, it was in the blog post that I saw, I think it was 104 on Microsoft's blog. They were like, the original one was 104, this one's like 94 or something like that. Or 98, or I don't remember the exact numbers, but they were both very close to 100. Like one was less than 110, the other was less than 100. So between 90 and 100.
Well, remember, half of the measurements are above 100 or above 94 too. Remember, that's just the median.
Well, sorry, yeah. Well, I'm just saying. So I was curious about that because I was like, I don't know how they're measuring it, right? Because there's different ways you can measure it. If you're talking about like a latency chain, where you press a physical button and then see something. It's pretty easy to get a response time to go up to something like 100 milliseconds if you have slow mouse, slow USB processing, the operating system's a little slow, your code is a little slow, the monitor buffers the GPU is buffering several frames, the monitor's buffering some more frames. I could construct a situation where some code that responded potentially, like my little piece of code that responds instantly still is taking 100 milliseconds because everyone else in the chain is screwing them, right? This is a thing that people who've ever measured latency with like a camera know. You can easily start to beef that up, right?
Yeah, or you've ever accidentally played a game on a TV set to non-gaming mode. And all of a sudden you can feel it when you're playing Mario. You're like, oh, what is happening? I can't jump anymore.
That's why Prof loses in games.
Yeah, that's actually why I've been on
Wait,
TV
what setting
mode.
is
I
this?
didn't know that I've been on TV mode. I didn't know that. That's why I lost at
Only reason-
Fortnite.
That's
Wait,
why,
what's that?
We used to watch
Like
his
a
channel
lot of
that
TVs.
when he used to do that when he used to be Dr. Disrespect and do that channel, he had to stop playing competitive games and create this Primogen thing, specifically because of this, he had a TV that was buffering too many frames, he couldn't win anymore. There's Call of Duty career went down the toilet, and here we are on the stand. But that's ancient history now, no sense dwelling on the past. The point is, so I don't know where they get this number from, right?
I don't think Casey knows. We'll just keep on going.
Let's just say hit the end of his career.
Oh yeah, no, it was not that. No, I know. It was. Let's say that
Man, I'm fucking
it involved. It was
terrified of this
not
corner.
Minecraft. But anyway, the point is, when we look at these kind of numbers, who knows how they're measured, right? Like nobody knows.
How much fuel though?
Because they weren't discussed. So
10,
we know that they
11,
were
so
statistical, meaning they said it was like a median. So meaning
Why does it
we know
not
that
say
they were talking
energy?
across a number of machines, right? A number of configurations. Probably meaning it's telemetry. Meaning
Sad.
it probably comes from end user machines, but it's hard to say because again, I don't know
It's
exactly
roughly
what the
5 a
setup is
lap.
doing. But I was curious about that because I was like, that sounds really high actually. From my recollection of the run dialogue, I was like, I don't think it takes 104 milliseconds from end of click to showing the run dialogue on like Windows 10, for example.
By the way, this is a very important part because remember the post said this is the fastest ever.
Right, which it may well
Which
be
tends
because
to mean forever. It does mean
which
forever.
is what which is right, which
Good point.
Is what I'm trying to get to. So the part that confused me was I was like, where did that number come from? So like on Windows 10, I tried testing the existing run
I'll just do
dialogue, which
50.
obviously is not the updated.
See what's left.
And I did a 60 hertz capture. Now I know that 60 hertz will make people very uncomfortable. So what I mean to say is a capture where the frames were capped to 16.6666666666667 milliseconds.
And Casey, is that in decaframes per hour? That's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
Preferred. That's the only unit
I
that
need
I
to
prefer.
glue my fucking
discussing.
visor to the headset.
What is the 60 in 60th per an hour? Yeah, I don't know. So I captured it and captured a bunch of me running the, doing the run dialogue, and just to see what it was, and it always responded in 2 frames, which would be, somewhere in the 30 millisecond range, depending on, again, if you were trying to include mouse clicks or something, I don't know. But assuming you were doing telemetry from a machine, then you can't do that because you don't have a high-speed camera sitting on it. So I'm assuming they're recording something like that. And so I don't know now. So if they're using that number 104 as a median, well, I tested this on a machine that's a decade old. It's 9 years old, right? So it's a very old machine. What are they testing
Never
across
gonna
such
be a
that
fair
they're
test.
able to get a number that's 3 times higher than that as the median, right? I don't know. And since I don't know, now I have no idea what's going on.
Alright, a bunch of
So I don't
McLarens.
know where the 100 millisecond number comes from. But the reason I say this might just be much ado about nothing is because if that number is similarly inflated and the 94 is similarly inflated, the actual number for response time might be much better. It might be that number divided by 3, which would again be 2 frames, which is fine, right? Much better than the, drastically increased 3 times latency one that it sounded like it was going to be, which everyone I think would have been correct to kind of freak out about, because like they are all used to an experience where it's 1 or 2 frames to pop up that run dialogue, and now it's taking 3 times longer. That would be annoying. So I really don't know what's going on here. I feel like they needed to.
It's like it's
If they
gonna
were
be
going to make a
chaos.
post about performance and they didn't want people to comment on it, they needed to put more information in there that would be clearer about what's going on. And also blaming people for having a reaction to this, especially when they just quote, they just put a quote and be like, I think what I said is, am I reading this right? That's what I said. To get really mad at someone who said, am I reading this right? This sounds really slow, is ridiculous. Like, that's what makes X so crap. The only response to that should be either, yes, you're reading it right, this is kind of slow for popping up a run dialogue because that shouldn't really be anywhere, or yes, you were reading it wrong. Actually, that 100 milliseconds is this really bad way we measure it, where we measure it from the start of the click to when we show it, and since we can't launch till the person releases the mouse button, that's an extra 50 milliseconds that's just padded on there, right? Like, that is the answer to this. Not some snide, like, you can't use FP, like, it was garbage. Like, I really didn't like the response to that. I felt like they were ridiculous, and so, like, I'm pretty thumbs down on what people said. That is my annoyance. The happy news, though, is I think what's going to happen is the run dialogue will probably be fine. I can't say for sure, but I think these numbers are not, like, they're not measuring either what we think they're measuring, or they somewhere in their test suite have 10,000 really old buggy laptops that take an extra 70 milliseconds to do this operation, and they're skewing the media or something, right? Like some explanation like that. So until we get more information, I think this is just a dead issue, except for the fact that people out there who think FPS isn't a good way to intuit response times, I think they're totally
Okay, I gotta jump in. Casey, so there is something about all of this that you're really missing, and I would just like to, I would love to hear Trash's opinion on this one, which is, Trash, you've worked at Netflix now since the Great Fall. Like, Trash joined and Netflix dropped by 60%. Effectively is what happened.
Much? I feel like it was more.
It might have been 70%. Anyways, so
They heard that he was coming.
yeah, they heard that he was coming. He joins the company. Netflix went from 690 to 170 or something like that. It was a disastrous moment for us. Anyway,
Now, Trash,
so
do you have like a bunch of like stock from when you worked there that did Trash
I did everybody a
ruin your
favor.
retirement
he did
savings?
everybody
Is
a
that what
favor.
happened?
He helped people for a decade. So thank you, Trash, for that, everybody. Thank you, Trash.
Good job, Trash. Everyone give Trash a clap. This is why he's still at Netflix.
Get those options down so they can go back up.
Yes, exactly. There you go, Casey Stonkin right there. Anyway,
Trash
so
nailed it.
we've been at, like, you've worked on a product that's sensitive to any sort of code, right? Because the TV platform is just, it's a very hard platform. It's a much slower platform than everything else. Now, Trash, have you ever once heard anybody at all in any point in life ever talk about response times in frames? Yeah, Casey, so this is something that you might not know, but in the web world, nobody has ever once thought of something in terms of frames. I don't like, this is a whole novel concept of you being like,
Well, unless you're
when
doing, like, a lot of
something happens, I
animations,
expect
multi-graph,
next
yeah.
monitor refresh rate something to happen. Like, no one's ever said that ever.
That would explain the disconnect probably, because to me, so I, like, obviously I was raised, I don't know if that's the correct term.
To catch on fire?
So I was raised in the era of during the
Thanks, DJ.
the Veep blink. Yeah, RAZ.
Yeah, it was good, Brian. Nice vocabulary, buddy. Okay,
Very good.
Casey, continue on with saying something smart, please.
It's not smart. It's historical. What you normally would do, right, is you try to have it so that, you know, you update your stuff during the vertical blank of like a CRT, right? Like the scan line comes down, you update your stuff, then you come back around to the top, and you need to have everything done in that time, right, for the next, right? So you're always, I mean, the phrase racing the beam, like, made it into the title of a book, I think, right? And that's what that was referring to. You're racing the beam, the actual, like, CRT, like, display beam, right? The thing that excites the phosphorus on the screen. Of a cathode ray tube, right? And then went from there to like in sort of like the Carmack era of gaming, like when like the Quake engine kind of ushered in 3D and this sort of stuff in a big way. At that point, like, I believe he had a thing, and I don't remember if this was like something that he said in like person that I remember him saying, or whether it was something that he posted in like a plan file. But I remember him being like, look, if you structure your update loop in one way, where you like do your rendering, where you issue your rendering, you update the world, do issue rendering, and then process input, you lose a little bit of time because some of the input maybe you could have gotten a little bit like just before you were about to submit the render or something like there was a thing where he was talking about that, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I probably should always be very thoughtful of like, how can I make sure I get input as close as possible to submission so that I'm introducing the least like the smallest amount of latency especially if you have something like VSync on, where you're going to like, if you like processed input and then waited on VSync, then came around and did your render, now there's an even bigger gap between those things. Right? And so I'm always used to thinking of it as frames. So input comes in on a frame, you should see it on the next frame. As close as I can make it, I don't want to be the weak link in that chain. I want it to be the TV that's screwing you, not me. So I've always thought of it that way. So I always think of it as FPS. And especially nowadays when like, you know, when I do ping times on like the network here, even on this crappy Comcast connection, most network on modern broadband internet, the actual ping time out from the person to like to something that's close to them is actually sub-monitor refresh. Like you can actually get a network packet to someone and back in less time than like a 60 hertz refresh. That's how good this stuff has gotten. You know, people on fiber are getting sub 1 millisecond ping times to things like the nearest Google node, right? It's incredible. And so nowadays, I just think everything should be thought that way. Like it's just look, the fastest we can, the reason to do it in frames is that's the fastest we can get something out to the user. What's the lowest amount of time this monitor can hit? That's what we should be shooting for. And sometimes it's unrealistic because it's like, okay, they're on like some north of 500 hertz monitor. The operation we're doing is too heavyweight, so we got to set a more conservative frame target. Totally fine. But I never think of it in terms of anything other than that, because that's our limit. That's what I can give you the frames.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we do, even in the logo, we do think about FPS websites. We also use selection and stuff. That's typically when we watch, you take into account like FPS. But
Yeah.
honestly, most apps like, aren't really doing any animations. It's all just async CRUD apps. So it's a more of how long does it take to load, which will reduce time, like milliseconds, first, and FPS, because that just wouldn't make sense.
A little
I think
TTFB? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah,
Trash?
a little bit of that, a little bit of time to first byte, yeah, a little bit of that.
I feel like that is sort of a separate thing too. Is like, you know, to me, the user should see the response instantaneously, even if the thing takes a little while. So like, suppose I'm on some network and I'm like, look, it's AWS, so, you know, good luck getting this response back in less than 30 milliseconds. Because like, even though the data center is like 2 milliseconds of hop away or something, as soon as it hits AWS, it's just grinds to a halt, right? And like, that's been my experience. There's like the time it takes light to get to the data center has nothing to do with how long it's going to take. They are just going to chew through those milliseconds doing whatever it is that they do with like their switching and, you know, virtual machine management or whatever it is. You know, I don't work there, I have no idea. So assuming you're going to do that, you're like, look, we're not going to hit 60 hertz or 120 hertz because we know this thing's going to take like 40 milliseconds to get back from AWS. I still want to show the thing immediately. So like for the case of a run dialog, let's say for whatever reason I can't predict it, I don't know the user's going to do it, I have to fetch their run history from AWS for some reason because like it's a shared, it's like a synced run history across machines. I didn't know they were on this machine or so. I mean, I don't know how that doesn't make any sense. I should have sunk this ahead of time, but whatever. I would fire off that request but display the run dialog on the next frame, right? Because I know that by the time they're actually able to hit the first key that I'll need to search that run dialog for, I probably will get at least some of that information back, and so I'm covering a little bit of that latency and giving the user the instant response that I want to give them, right? And then if you know the response doesn't come back, and you do hit a key, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, AWS not loading, then I have to put up a little spinner or something, right? Just tell them like, look, AWS is dicking me here. So I get it, like, you know, run history not available to AWS response, thing. But you know, that's just how I think about it. So like, I'm not being disingenuous. That is literally how I think about it. And it pisses me off in games too. Like if I'm sitting there waiting for a loading screen, I'm like, guys, you obviously could have streamed this in. Like, why wasn't this already loaded? Like, what's going on? I get mad at that all the time. I'm just like, the goal should be 0 wait states for the user, pretty much ever.
So we've had a lot of arguments about this over the years, and
Who? You and
my previous team, shall we say? And so one of the big things was, what's worse, the initial loading or in-app loading? Like, which one actually makes a user more nuts? which one's going to cause them to be more upset? Would you rather have a bunch of small distributed little loads throughout the app, or would you rather have a bigger initial load?
So in my mind, usually, I would say that if I find myself in that literal position, then my answer would be, how often do they load this? But before finding myself in that position, I would have asked the question, are you sure? Are you sure that you couldn't find a way to make this work? Because a lot of times, if people are like, oh, we have no choice but this long initial load, I'm like, are you sure? Like, are you sure that you actually did everything you could to make that initial package you needed to get started as small as possible, right?
No, keep going. I'm listening.
You left.
I'm listening.
Well, I'm on team bigger load initially. That's,
If the app is
but obviously within a threshold.
if the app is loaded infrequently, then if you have to make that trade-off, I would say you'd do that. If the app is loaded all the time because you like typically load this thing, do a little tiny thing, and then close it, then you're kind of in this nasty situation where it's like, okay, well, I don't know, it's sort of just as bad, right?
Yeah.
Like, because, you know, so I would say I wouldn't think about those things as different. I would just say there's frequency of operation and cost of operation, and you're trying to minimize the total of those, right? The cost times the cost times the frequency. And so if the frequency of launching this app is very high and the frequency of things you do in the app is very low, then maybe it would make sense to actually try to minimize your app load time. But in general, I would say like 99% of the time when someone's like, oh, I needed to do X, so that's why there's a long load time here, I'm like, no, you didn't. Like, I can think of tons of ways that I could have not done it that way, right? Like, strip this out, don't do it that way, have a low quality version of that thing you stream in first, right? Like, think mega texture, right? Or level of detail would be a better way to think of it, right? I know that I have something I can display for this thing. It may just not be the best looking version of that thing. So if I'm caught by surprise, I do that right away and then increase its resolution when I can, right? Things like this are you can typically do things to try and make sure that you're very responsive. And, you know, if you then decide like, okay, no, we can't do that because this thing has to be safer scenery, sure, you can always paint yourself into a corner where you absolutely have to do this thing, and then I agree you do, but I would make sure all those avenues are exhausted first. I guess what I would say.
Yeah, we do have like some techniques that we call, or that we coin called like progressive enhancement.
Yeah, exactly.
Display the shittiest thing, but if you have a good machine, then we'll slowly enhance your experience, right? Which I think is fair. But go ahead.
No, so just to try and get that nice responsive feel, because, you know, and that's just because that's the way I like things. I like things to be very responsive. Maybe some people just don't care. They push the right button on something. You know, if you open up Netflix, you push the right button, it takes a while, kind of lagging, it goes, I'm like, that sucks. Like, someone should fix this, right? If someone else might be like, I don't know, it's fine. Right, and so it really depends on who you're talking to, probably what their preference is on those two things. Right? I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, you know, some people might be fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to. Everyone has a different threshold on what they're willing to tolerate, right? Yeah, it's hard. Like, who do you optimize? Like, there's nothing I hate worse. I would hate to have a quick experience, like load, or like a quick loading experience, but then every time I click something, it's like,
exactly.
Now we got that thing is. I think that's like significantly worse.
Because the clicking is more frequent, right? That's what I say, like, it's frequency versus cost. If you're gonna click 100 times in this thing but only load it once, you don't want the 100 things to each take the long time and the one thing to be fast, right? That's not helping anything.
Right. That's what all my banking software looks like. I open up the banking dashboard, it's just like 20 spinners, and then I click something else, and it's like 40 more spinners. I'm like, who's making these banking?
It's also
Trash has
so
just got so many zeros in this. You know, it's just such a full bank account. They're spinning forever to figure out what's in this account.
Progressive refinement is just
zeros
getting added to Trash's bank account. It's like
Oh my goodness, we have to widen this div. It's crazy.
If I had that many zeros, I would not be on this podcast. What? We travel around the world.
That doesn't even
makes sense, Trash.
Doesn't. It
You're
really
not
doesn't.
working right
Here's
now.
the thing: the wall of Pokemon would be bigger.
Well, I
the wall of
wouldn't be working
Pokemon
either.
would be
I'd
much bigger.
traveling.
That's what I'm saying. Are you having fun hanging out with us? Would you still be up?
Yeah, Trash. Trash, you're not paid to be on this podcast. What do you think? I thought you did it for the love
All right,
of the game, baby.
whatever. I said what I said. I don't care.
Red line, blue line, I don't know.
I don't even care. Oh no, Trash.
That was still the best answer. I'm answering from now on when people ask that red blue question. I'm giving Trash's answer. It's the best answer I've ever heard, and I loved it. It was so good.
I don't
still
like
love it.
red. The
That was
color.
exactly how much thought the question deserved. It was perfect. That was a teachable moment for me, and I have learned from Trash, and I am a better person. That's my opinion. Anyway,
I really wanted to for the full episode. Just like, but I thought about just having the edit be it does Trash's answer, and then we play everything else on 16x, and then it just ends with KCU saying, "I hated this discussion." That's the end of the episode. It's 2x. I thought people would enjoy the overall conversation, but I did think about like publishing the full episode just with Trash answering, and then
it was perfect.
and then the end.
It was freaking perfect, dude. I loved it. I loved it.
Well, so I think the thing that Microsoft has a bit of a hill to climb because I'm just gonna throw this out there. I also get an update just recently that restarts my computer like 6 times before the update actually happens. And I just read an article from somewhere where it's just like it's actually totally normal that Windows needs to restart your computer 15 times for an update. Like this is actually by design. And so I think part of the problem that I personally have is that they're like, look at the dialogue performance. And it's just like, well, that's something I virtually never use. Because I don't do development on there, so I'm not opening something that needs that typically. I'm opening a couple things that I've pinned. I use Windows in a very rookie way. And so it's just like, none of these improvements really help me. I still run into bugs all the time. Like right now, for whatever reason, we're back into this stage where when I create a folder, it goes to the bottom of the list, not the top of the list. Like all the folders are on the top.
Oh my
I create
God,
a new
yes.
one, it goes to the bottom, and so I have to leave and come back if I want it up at the top again. And it's just like it's driving me bonkers again. That there's so many little things are broken, and I just want to like lose my marbles. And then they're like, bro, but run dialogue, dog, is so fast.
That's what they didn't.
I
But
thought
they didn't
for
say
sure-
that. What they said is, we're putting in a new run dialogue that was made with performance top of mind.
Oh fuck.
And great news, it's basically the exact same speed as the old one, right? That's what they said. Like nobody said that it actually substantially improved the performance. So presumably what they were trying to say was, we added some features, right? I'm guessing. I assume. I mean, I don't know because I don't care. This is the other thing that I hate about the fact that this tweet got, I guess, so many likes that people started replying to it with this crap about FPS. But anyway.
Hey, let's run this. Let's do.
I'm assuming that the idea is they added a bunch of features and didn't make it slower, which is good, right? I mean, like, I'm happy that they
First time in a while.
Yeah.
didn't do that. But at the same time, it's like, I wouldn't mention that, right? I wouldn't have cited some numbers and been like, hey, like, we're so proud of ourselves that we didn't slow down or run dialogue. Like, I'm like, yeah, like what? That's like par for the course. I mean, what are you talking about? Like, of course you shouldn't have slowed down the time it takes to open the run dialogue. That's a blog post now? Like, what's going on, right? So that alone, too, is just very frustrating because you're like, now you're getting mad at me for replying to somebody who replied to your thing where all you did was say that the run dialogue takes 94 milliseconds, which is a hell of a lot of time for something to take. And like, how did we get here? You know, it's ridiculous. This shouldn't have even been news. It shouldn't even been posted.
Well, to be fair, the person that most got mad at you was actually a writer for something. It wasn't that it was like someone that could have got Odin. They could have got Odin a Wikipedia page, but instead, Casey, you're now getting a Wikipedia page, being Mr. FPS, falsifier.
Except it's not false. It is the FPS. But yes, like the question I have there would also be like, you proposed this trade, I believe, to Jimmy Wales on the previous episode. Let's propose it now. I can go back and delete my original tweet and post a new tweet where I put the millisecond number in place of where the FPS number. Now, mind you, my tweet had both because I quoted the millisecond number. So it wasn't that I didn't include that information, right? It was that they didn't like the fact that you could bring FPS into it was just this unholy, absolutely ridiculous thing to do. But anyway, I'll go back and delete that tweet and only mention milliseconds. I won't mention FPS anywhere in it in exchange for them writing a nice article about Odin and how it's used at Jenga effects. There we go.
That'd be pretty good.
There's our deal.
That's a good deal.
That's a good deal. That's a good deal.
Right? Everyone wins.
By the way,
Except
Casey,
Microsoft.
I don't know if you know this, but kind of a little update. This person named Phil, which you can't really quite see well on the stream can't quite see it very well. But Phil over here wrote his own version, in which takes approximately 20 milliseconds to show up on screen.
Browse.
And so he's able to show a dialogue super ultra quick. His own handwritten one.
Yeah, but the problem with that is that I'm just gonna put myself in the mind space of the people who were replying to it.
Okay. Take a moment.
problem with
Take a
that-
moment, Casey. Take a moment. It's
The
okay.
problem with that is in that demonstration doesn't mean anything because that person didn't run it on all the same machines and take the median.
Yeah, true.
So this
true.
is a meaningless
I
test.
was
It
gonna
doesn't
say-
matter. It doesn't meaningless. It doesn't matter.
It's meaningless because he has a different monitor.
Also,
The
he's
FPS
not
is
loading.
different.
He's not loading the run history from Microsoft OneDrive or whatever it is that this thing does, right? So he's not doing the things I always get. They're all ridiculous, but they're like, it's not an apples to apples comparison. You don't have all the features. It's the features. It's the plugins. You don't have plugins. Plugins. Everyone knows that as soon as there's a concept of a plugin, everything takes several seconds to happen.
Casey,
blah, blah,
you know,
blah.
I
It's all,
think
that's what people reply with that crap. That person, even though he didn't.
So, Casey, you're actually missing kind of like a really fun part of web dev, which goes a little something like this, which is, all right, we're going to rewrite something, and we're going to rewrite it. And here's our kind of first implementation of it, and it is 10 times faster, bro. It's
Then what?
so good. The
That
previous
was
version,
absolute
like
dog
this
shit.
new version, it's so fast, and they release it, and everyone's like high-fiving. And then about 3 months later, after you've fully rewritten it, it's effectively baseline or worse. Like, typically it actually goes worse. Like, this happened with a very major project that I saw that actually got significantly worse memory usage. And so it's just like, but in the beginning it was so good. So when I see a run dialogue rewrite that came in below budget, I mean, you don't realize what this does to me. Like, I didn't even think it was possible. So I'm actually very impressed.
I mean, like I said, I don't know. I'm just saying what people will say. I don't know.
I thought for... Oh, go ahead.
No, Teach, please.
I was going to say, initially when I saw the tweet, I thought for sure I misread it because I thought they were saying the start menu thing, the thing that people actually open. You know what I'm saying? The one that, sometimes you press the start thing and then it just doesn't show up for 5 seconds and then it shows up. And I was like... good for it shows me ads for Edge and for Bing and I was like, wow, good for them. A feature that a regular everyday person uses. They rewrote from scratch and took, from my experience, median of 5 to 10 seconds to load, it feels like, and they brought it down to 90 milliseconds. I'm like, great, good for them.
It's the opposite of that, right? Every single version of Windows, it gets slower.
The start menu is still bad, and the run menu that my parents don't know exists
My
is
mom has
faster.
never seen the run menu. She does not know what that even means. Like, if I were to tell her, just use the run menu, she'd be like, what is a run menu?
I'm kind of confused about the run menu, to be completely honest, because, again, this is kind of like for historical reasons. Originally, the start menu did not really have the concept of type to execute. So, if you look back at a Windows 95 or Windows 2000 XP era start menu, then what happened, if I'm remembering correctly, is typing would be interpreted as like trying to hotkey through that menu. So like if you popped up the start menu using like the super key or whatever, or the Windows key or whatever it would be called, I guess.
The Copilot key now, Casey.
Copilot, no, yeah, right. So you push that, the start button opens, and you type a key. I think it just hotkeys through that menu. It doesn't start. It didn't originally. At least my recollection is, it didn't originally start accepting those as keystrokes to be interpreted as a command of some kind. If you now do it, like if I hit that button, it does. So like if I hit the start menu button and I start typing, it does sort of like a Linuxy style thing where you start typing into a kind of ambiguous box that's just like, I don't know, I'm going to do something with this.
Yeah, D menu, effectively.
My question is, why is there even a run menu to begin with now? Isn't that thing, like why are there two different things? And I'm guessing, and I could be wrong, I'm guessing the answer is because the run menu is actually going to run the thing, whereas the box is like, we have to keep that as like an idiot box. Like it has to be a thing where you just type, if you type in // Windows / notepad.exe into that or something, we have to show you ads for our new Copilot improved notepad that you, or what, right? Like it has to do all these other business oriented operations, so that can't be the run dialogue. We have to have this other run dialogue. Is that the explanation? Because I don't really know.
Yes.
Like, I don't know why there are two.
Yeah, Casey, unfortunately, you're 100% right. It will literally show you internet search results in the start menu in Windows.
I'm trying it right
when
now.
you
I'm
type
booting up my Windows machine.
Yeah.
Thank you, Trash. Thank you for getting on the case.
Results. It's a thing. Casey, there is something you're
I
missing.
find Casey. Wait, can I say one more thing about that though? Which is that Casey, unfortunately, you'll be really pleased or sad to hear. I don't know, depending on, are we preying on Microsoft's downfall? I'm not sure, but.
Okay.
Oftentimes, it shows the internet search result higher than the local program. In my experience on that, where you start typing something, I start typing Slay the Spire 2, and it doesn't pick the game, it's going to pick a web search to bring me to slaythespire2.com or something like that instead, and opens it up
it does a bunch of stuff.
Edge. Yeah, Trash, hold it up so we can see. Flip your, point yourself away from the camera. Hold
No,
this
you
bad
might
boy
reveal
up.
his one password.
This is a work machine. Hold on.
It might reveal his one password. Don't do that. Don't listen to
true.
He's trying to get
on the sticky note.
Don't give away your one password.
Oddly enough, I do have my password on the screen right now. I saved it in plain text.
Don't say. No, are you kidding me right now?
Oh no.
Was that a joke?
I don't think he's kidding.
Oh no.
Trash, you can't admit that. You cannot admit that out loud. You just.
Trash, bro.
It's secure.
Bro.
It's
Secure.
not
It didn't get hacked.
Trash.
I'm just kidding.
Oh shit.
All right, Casey, can I make you even more frustrated?
I mean, I again, like, I don't care. Windows, do whatever you want. I switched. I don't care.
Okay.
The frustration was the Twitch.
Casey, that's very mature of you.
That is very
Letting
that
the
is very
apps
mature.
live their own life.
So one thing that's kind of interesting about what's called the start menu is that you can kind of treat it like a fuzzy finder a little bit. So I can type in like S notes and hopefully I get what I'm wanting. It doesn't quite work that well. It pulls up results. I can't quite figure it out.
What the fuck?
But the run one is definitely not fuzzy findable. So the run one, you have to type in like the correct thing. You have to say the program you're going to run.
Which I assume is the intent, right? Like, it's trying to be more of a command line like experience, which is why this is why I assume that there are two, which is kind of weird, but like,
Yeah, so that's the interesting one, is that you get a more fuzzy find plus internet results one for one, and a no fuzzy find one for the other one. And so, but the update to the one that nobody really generally most people don't use, I assume.
Yeah.
That's an assumption.
I'm assuming it's more for people who just like they back in the day they opened the start menu and selected run, which is how you originally got to this, or you learned the hotkey of WinR or something. And now that's just part of your workflow, so we tried to keep it, which I appreciate them doing. Like, they could have just removed it. Like you said, very few people probably use it in relative to their gigantic user base, but very few people in this case is still probably in the 100,000s, right? Because Windows is so huge. Yeah.
I think I most often see it in, let's see, Kit Boga videos where the guys are trying to scam him and they make him run a command. That's the one time I most often see the run menus. They say, open up run menu, type, and then they say something insane.
Christ.
By the way, TJ,
But
someone is
they're
telling
gonna be
you
able to
can
do it faster now.
Format C:.
by the way,
Yeah.
TJ, just so you know, you can always disable search results if you wanted to.
Oh, I can.
Yeah,
I
in
don't
the
have
start
any
menu.
Windows computers left now.
Oh, okay. Just in case you
I
wanted to.
just-
If you know, it's one of the
I
fantastic
tried.
features
No,
of the start menu.
I'm
You can
serious. I
disable
tried.
ads. It's like it's an available option.
We talked about this recently. I literally tried to boot up an old Windows computer that I had so I could have it as a Minecraft machine for my wife so that when we play Minecraft together, she just has one computer that we turn on and then it opens to Minecraft basically. It got stuck in an update loop where I couldn't download Minecraft because it was waiting for Windows updates. But Windows updates couldn't run because it was trying to run Windows Store problems. And so they fought each other, and I couldn't get an update or Minecraft installed on the machine. So I deleted everything and installed Linux and put Minecraft on it faster than I could get the Windows update.
Minecraft, a Microsoft product.
A Microsoft product. I had to run the
Actually, didn't even know
Android
that.
emulated version of Bedrock Minecraft on my Linux machine, which I installed from scratch faster than I could figure out how to get the Windows thing to work. Because I had to do the Bedrock one. That's the one that we're running for my kid. So that is crazy.
I think Microsoft should just start shipping Linux. I think it's over. I think they should just
They
put,
do
So they
Windows,
can ruin that too?
They should put a Windows logo on Linux and call it Microsoft Linux or something like that. Microsoft Winix. And
just Windows 12. That's all you have to do.
That's just it's Windows 12.
true.
Windows 12 is just Linux, and they just like send all their source code to the wine developers. Because as far as I'm concerned, like it's over, guys. Like it's over.
R.I.P.
Instead of Windows subsystem for Linux, it could be Windows. What would be the opposite of subsystem? Something like
Super system.
Windows Super System. There we go for Linux.
Yeah.
It's still WSL, but it's also Copilot. It's called Copilot WSL.
Because people have been trying. I mean, people have been trying for decades to get things fixed at this point now, and it's too late. Like it's just like everyone was forced to go do other stuff. That's why this is happening. No one wanted to do this. Like Valve didn't want to make Steam OS. Like I didn't want to change our machines here to Linux. I was fine with Windows. They forced us to do it by just never caring about what any of us think. And so now we're gone. I'm
Casey,
not
can
coming
they win you
back.
back?
It doesn't matter.
Can they win you back? What would Microsoft have to do to win you back?
They can't. Because that's what happens. So when you have a customer who's been a customer for, 30 years or something, or 25 years, I'd have to go count how long it was. Since like the early 90s, probably. When I was like in high school, I think I started using Windows. But doesn't matter. Like Windows 3.1 and stuff. So the point is, when you have a customer who's been with you that long and had all of their stuff like built on your system and was used to it, and that was how they do their work, the amount of work you're asking them to do to leave is pretty substantial. In order to get to that point, right, it's not a trial separation. It's not we're just gonna take some time to find each other and then we'll come back and see if this marriage still works. It's none of that. This is I found you screwing the babysitter and we're getting divorced forever, and I will never speak to you again and I'm taking the kids. Like that's how the Windows thing went with me, and I suspect that's how it went with a lot of people. They were so bad for so long and so egregiously anti-user that the people who left because of that are never coming back. Like, I'm never coming back ever. There's nothing you could do to win me back. I will die a user of some alternative operating system. The question that they would need to ask is, how do they stop that from happening to more people? That's the only question left.
Casey, I hear all those words you said, the babysitter, all that, okay? But what if? Just hear me out here. You know how Hollywood stopped having good and new ideas? What if Windows 7 remastered?
Windows 7 Part 2.
Windows 7 Performance Edition.
Just throwing it out there. What if we went backwards? Okay.
Well, here's the thing: is that's assuming that, that's to continue my analogy. That's just like saying I've changed. What do you mean? Like, what? How do I know? How do I know you're not going to go if I take? Because now I have to do work to switch back to your platform. What guarantees do I have that you won't just start sucking again immediately, right? And none. You've demonstrated what kind of company you are. You've demonstrated how you treat your users. You've demonstrated institutionally what you think of us, which is you don't think of us. You don't care. When we repeatedly say you need to fix this Windows update situation, when we repeatedly say that all of these things are broken, the Explorer, if you accidentally drag an icon over a network share, it pauses for several seconds unrecoverably. How long has that been in there? Right? Like, it's like you don't fix anything. I don't care anymore. I don't want to rely on you anymore, right? It's gotten to the point where some random people on the internet who put together a Linux distribution and put up an ISO are more reliable to me than you. That is where you have gotten, right? In terms of what I think of your ability to provide software to me that I can rely on. It's over. It's done. There's no way, there's nothing you could do. I would go start working on Linux to fix it before I would go back to Windows.
So not even XP remastered.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
No, it's the loss of confidence, complete loss of confidence in the institution, right?
Okay, but what about Windows
Oh my god, shut up.
What about if we had Ms. DOS, what about Mr. DOS?
Windows
That was pretty good. I was not expecting that.
I did not even get the dose. I didn't even get the joke. The dose. I didn't even get it.
Oh, I mean, that's just a joke, just absurd.
Mr. DOS, though, that's pretty funny.
Here's what I will say. I don't remember if there was a Windows 2. I remember there was a Windows 1, and I remember there's a Windows 3. I don't remember if there was a Windows 2. Was there?
I
probably was.
Windows in 3.1 era. I never was on a Windows 1.
I remember 1 was amazing. You should go back and take a look. It's like it was a tiling window manager.
What?
Believe it or not.
Oh my gosh, so Windows can actually handle Windows well?
Tiling, people are all like tiling window manager. Oh my god, it's the hotness. Like, baby, I had that with Windows 1. You opened up a new window, all your other windows shrank. That's what happened. All your other windows shrank. Look it up, kids.
Oh my gosh, that actually hurts me a little bit.
Bill Gates brought you the tiling window manager. All these noobs thinking Linux did that. Didn't do that. Windows, baby, Windows 1.
conspiracy theory. I knew what tiling window managers were a conspiracy by the Gates Foundation.
Look it up. DHH, you think you're doing
What do you
something
think Melinda
fancy with
left?
Hyperland? You're
Okay,
just
DJ.
Windows 1, baby. You're just Windows 1. Nothing new under the sun. Windows 1.
Dang.
Open up calculator. Like, it only had like 3 things.
Hey, and then I get
Calculator.
one lap.
Open up calculator
Open up
again.
clock.
Oh, hey,
it was like
Casey.
clock and calculator. It was word crap. Like this notepad. That's all you got.
No, it
I
was
don't
Word
remember.
Perfect back in the day.
Yeah, there was
remember what
probably
I
a
did on
couple
the
apps
Windows.
that were actually important that people were using. I don't know what.
Locking enabled.
I just played around with it. I never used it for anything real.
True.
I was a little kid. I was a little baby. The heck did I know?
I feel like Trash just hasn't had a lot
Fuck
to say. So
yeah,
Trash,
I'm
why
not
don't
sure
you
how
give us the
good
last
I am
word?
in terms of getting slapped
Oh, I
for
was
this,
gonna say I
but
used to play Cuber and Family Feud on my Windows machine.
What is Family Feud, the video game?
If you, I don't know, it was on floppy. I used to
this
play
podcast is
Family
great,
Feud,
or
Family
this show.
Feud for like 10 hours a day. I don't know, my Windows machine. It was like the best time of my life.
How did you never bring that up after we posted two games? Like, we would have featured it more highly in the show. Or something super
Yeah, I mean, I just had nothing else to do with my time. You know?
Do you in this? I don't remember the Family Feud game. I don't think I've ever seen it. Is it like they give you the thing like name something?
The stand-up.
you had for vacation, and then
It
you
was
just
literally that,
type
and then you
in-
type it in, type it in, and then
you have to
the
get
big
an
X just
exact
appears on the
right
screen. Just try not to get. So it's either the scoreboard or like the X's, and that was it. And I would just play that.
Do you have a virtual family on the thing, or is it just the screen?
I don't think it actually had people. It was just it was just like the things flipping.
Please don't kill me.
Right. I mean, it's the old days. This stuff was
Yeah.
harder. Right?
And then keyboard.
We ain't coding it. Flip.
And Dig Dug. Dig Dug was another big
Dude, my son just discovered Dig Dug.
Dig Dug is hot.
With some friends, and they had a little arcade thing down there. So then we started, he's 5, but we started vibe coding a Dig Dug alternative.
Oh, what a fucking dick.
Because he really liked that in one of them, you could make, like, jackhammer the ground. There was like a 2.5D version as well. Dig Dug undercover or something. I don't know. Crazy. I don't know. They had other Dig Dug versions that I was unaware of, but I remember the original. So we just started building what we knew. It was pretty sick.
I don't know Dig Dug.
What?
No, I mean I know Rampage. I know all this.
Just basically digging around the
Rampage is
screen
like
and then
10
you just
years
encounter
later.
monsters.
Rampage is like a decade after Dig Dug. Dig Dug is way older.
Okay, so maybe okay, hold on. Maybe I do know Dig Dug by accident. I do have a nice little Atari machine, like gigantic arcade machine that's an Atari machine with a few different games on it. And one of them is a thing where you dig through the ground and these enemies try to get you, and you like shoot
That's Dig
what
Dug.
appears to be a pump at them.
Yes,
And
that's
you
Dig
pump
Dug.
them.
Dig
That's
Dug.
Dig
That's
Dug.
Dig Dug.
That's Dig Dug. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Dig Dug? Okay, that's Dig
All
Dug.
Dig Dug.
Okay. Okay,
You
I thought,
inflate them and they burst.
yes, they burst. Yes, okay. It's a very graphic game. You explode people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of wild.
Yeah.
Doom was like the first game I played on. What's happening?
This is a good game. All right. Well, great final note, Trash. I appreciate
Thank
that.
you, Trash.
You're welcome.
You know, I
Trash is the
actually
magic
feel bad
man.
for
Trash,
making
Trash brings the show together. I don't know, man. We gotta keep him on the show.
I have like a very
Trash news, this
urgent.
thing goes
I have a
down.
very urgent Slack message. So I was like reading it like near the end. I was like, I got.
I guess though, Casey, what that means though too is we have to make sure Trash never gets rich, because apparently as soon as he gets rich, he's leaving us behind.
You
He's
gotta call
out.
Netflix, be like, do not promote this man. He's questionable.
As soon as I get rich, I'm in the sky full time.
Alright.
Oh my gosh. So by the way, if we ever do a stand-up without the Trash, you know why.
I'm rich.
What's the meme where it's like, if I become rich, like there will be signs? What's the phrase? There won't be obvious, but there will be signs. You guys know.
It's gonna be savage, I think.
It's Trash, not it's our podcast with 3 people on it. FTC.
The one episode before that happens, the room he's in right now it'll just be all Pokemons are all like
Swear to
he's
God,
kind
I
of
got
like
behind.
being crushed slowly by the sheer
That is the
Pokemon
dream.
boxes. Yeah.
That is the dream. Hopefully we get that.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us for the stand-up. There was an alternative topic we might have talked about today, which was GitHub's big performance
Yeah,
push
I was
as well.
ready to talk about that. I was like, I guess we're not getting to that.
Yeah, this went on a little bit too long, so that's something we'll probably have to do another time, maybe. Anyways, Thank you for joining us. The name is Casey Muratori Trash Teej Ajen.
It's a crazy name.
That is a crazy name.
Poor kid, dude.
Yeah, he's gonna have a rough life.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Little Johnny stand up.
Little Johnny stand up.
Fuck. God damn it. I'm struggling carrying speed through the corners. Fuck. Oh my god. It's on the left side, maybe. Oh my god. fine, man. Fuck, that's too fast in. Too fast in again. Yes. He screwed up too. I'm 7 heavy, fairly consistently 46947.
Log building finished.
So about 43%. And then I'm still a lap heavy. So that puts me at 43%. Yeah, 43%. Oh shit. Can I even... Oh, that's not a valid file name. Fuck. Well, 43%, I'll remember that. Fuck. I am sweaty. I am sweaty. This is crazy to me. That qualifying still actually matters for driving rank. Fuck me if I'm not a good qualifying driver, you know. Totally matters for race skill. Yeah, 9 laps. Oh, fuck. I think I need a break. Christ. 2 races and I'm fucking shot. What's happening to me? What is happening to me? I wanna see what the fuck happened in the first race, and then I think I'm gonna, yeah, have a break. a little bit of a snack. Some hot spicy noodles. But yeah, I want to see the first race. Like, it was just such a shit show. It's worthy checking out. Fuck. It's weird. I can like triple stint, no problem. two split sprint races. Fucking shot, man. Oh, lordy. Oh, we'll just pop in. That's me, I guess. No, that's me. Oh yeah, I just lost the rear. But I would have been so toast due to the fucking idiots behind anyway, so... What does it matter? It doesn't. What was my keybinds here? I guess they didn't survive. I had such elaborate keybinds for this. Why are they gone? Fuck me, okay. Alright, well. I'm a little bit late realizing what's happening and picking a side. But I really thought he would be spinning that way. Fucking idiot. What is he doing? Flat out, no problem. Why are you in a go-kart, sir? You should not be in a go-kart. You are a hazard to everyone around you. Okay, so... for Neyman... Ah, you just got collected. Okay, so how big of an idiot was I? I just screwed up on how Who are you and how did you get there? Like... Okay, so he was taking evasive... It looks worse when you look at it in... Hughes be like... Same shit as me. Evades both. Just looks kind of funny. Now you lift. Must go fast, I am Sonic. And then he goes back on. Never mind what the fuck's going on here, you know. Let's floor it. If he had just lifted and let everybody go in front of him, he would have lived. But no. Oh dear. Hello, Hung. What happened to you? Oh shit. Oh, that's the guy who... No, he just lost it and then went flying. Oh my god, that's painful. What the fuck? Point physics. And then I'm just gonna stand right here. This looks good. Me be like cursing. Yum. Yes, fall through the fucking floor. That would have been hilarious. What the shit happened to you? Oh. That's got... What? Oh, why? Barely lifts. What were you thinking? What's going through your mind? I'm driving straight towards the spinning car. I'm gonna stay flat out even though everybody's spinning out and doing weird shit in front of me. A car is flying, I'm gonna pull over to the inside. Oh fuck, there's a car. And boop. Mr. Vasquez goes flying. This fucking cunt gets to move on. What the fuck happened up here? I literally arrived at the scene just as shit had started to go wrong. Excellent. Who's the dildo in the middle of the road? Mobre. Okay, so there is a car up here. What? Oh, so it's the fucking front runners that started it all. Who are you, you fucking dildo? Mr. Fardet, fuck you a long time. You need to leave the space. He's not going anywhere. Okay, so... Petite. Oh. What the fuck? That's one hacking beard. So how... What are you doing to stop the car? Like 0%? Gets tapped. Does not hold. This is why you hold your goddamn brakes, motherfucker. does not hold his brakes. He would have just slid off track rather than roll back on like a fucking tool. Oh my god. He taps both these two guys. Mr. Sulahan and Mr. Baston. That's the guy who was chasing me. Made away fairly scot-free, but chaos behind ensue. Look at this shit. Okay, so he tries to brake. And he clears it. Ah, that's so painful. And here I come, and then my rear goes. Oh my sweet. Oh yeah, that was Balthazar. Fucking rookie mistake on my end. I was flooring it too, being a complete twat to be honest, but I was just like, what's going on? And I lose the rear a little bit, and then it snaps back, and everything just... So we're all a bit of a twat here. Solid case of the twats. I'm like looking ahead, I see that thing, I am assuming it goes that way, but nope. Motherfucker is not holding his brakes, so he rolls back, and then I'm like, oh fuck. And then I thought I had grip. Nope, rear is not with me. And then I snap oversteer, overcorrect, and then... Whoop. How badly was my cow damaged though? I lost my rear, it seems. I hate this UI so much. Oh no, my rear is still there. I got tapped on the rear right tire. Yeah, I made it away fairly cheap. But my tire was shot, everything was shot. Nose was fucked. Bonk, donk, bonk. And then nothing more happened, just stop the car, see the car ahead, wait for him, burn it onto the track, and go. I'm like, please don't move. And he didn't. No wing. What happened up ahead? I think this was the guy who started it all. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Cuts a lot. What the fuck, into first, really? Dun, dun, dun. Completely over revs. Down to second, onto the inside curve. Brakes at the side, down to third inside. Don't look too special. Early entry. He's got a lot of grip considering he's got damage. And he's on cold tires. Takes all of the inside. He's not really gaining on him. Just... God damn, these guys are destroying the engine. I guess there's no engine damage or something. What? With cold tires, how? Just before this board, that's about what I do when he's coasting. No, he's just holding it in. Too quick successive. Release. Drags the brake a little, so he's probably running low ABS to get oversteer on braking. My car was not prone to doing that. Slight lift. Stays in. What is P1 doing? Yeah, brakes a little bit before. Stays on. Could recalibrate his brakes because he's not getting full power. Oh, is this an overshoot or does... Yep, he overshoots the corner a little bit. Slow back on. Doesn't seem to lose anything though. Goes onto the green almost. Stays fifth. Nice and clean through line. Flat out. Very nice. Top speed. Fuck, I hate this UI so much, man. It is such a botch job. Why is this so hard? 262. The braking point. Just that the curb doesn't go onto it early. What the fuck is this? Okay, so yeah, they're driving. They're driving with I'm guessing they're driving with assists on. Or just weird replay bullshit. It is a bronze lobby, so very late. My lights are shit, I'm way too early in. Minimum speed is just shy of 120. Not the cleanest there though. Okay. Okie dokie. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Meanwhile, I was doing like 35s, no 25s. My broken ass car. It would not do things. Wanted to overstep where I needed it not to. That's a nice rotation through the double right-hander thing I never remember the name of. But here, just complete clusterfuck. Also clusterfuck down here. Holy shit, I'm so much quicker than I'm through here. Well, it does not want to turn. It was good here though. Better than default. Or the fixed setup without damage. I just didn't wanna. I'm way too slow through here, holy fuck. And late on the power. Let's see, how early do I brake though? Oh, I'm so early. Too much speed through. Overshoot the exit. Okay. Oh, I got some feeling, or I got a little bit of feel out of that, so that's the thing. It could have gone worse. Could have gone worse. Oh, I actually gained a little on that one. Hard stuck. It's so fucking annoying that quali counts towards driver rank. It is ridiculous. Why on earth does quality matter? Everybody would be starting from the back, so fucking what? Why do you think people do that? Because people are idiots. Higher chance of rate of survival. But anyway, I'm gonna go rest a little bit. Maybe do some more daytime tomorrow. We'll see. Pew pew pew. Please don't slap me with copy strike, Mr. Prime. Think of it as free promotion. The Primogen, the stand-up, one of the few good talk shows about tech on the tubes, which is actually funny and educational and other things. Check it out. Boo!